Hi folks. So I am in process of removing a countertop so that new, nicer countertops can be installed. So what we currently have is the Formica, which is good, strong, sturdy material, but isn't what my wife wants. So that's time for an exchange. So I thought to myself that it might be a worthwhile venture just to post this online, because to have the company that's installing my countertops remove the old countertop would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 or something. 250 or $300, I believe, is what they quoted me, to come in and remove the old ones and then put in, for them to then put in the new ones, which cost a whole nother amount of money. So in order to save me $250 to $300, I am removing my own countertops. And it's a very, very simple process. And I just want to share that with you. All right. So first things first. My heavens. All right. What we've done is we went through and removed everything from underneath here. All right. And the top drawer here has come out, and everything from underneath here. Next, I went through and I cut off the water. All right, checking these for drips to make sure they're not leaking on me. But I've cut off the water. All right, so these are turned clockwise until they stop, and then you can remove your water lines. Preferably you'd use a functional wrench for this, but I just used an adjustable wrench. These are not held on terribly tight. They don't have to be. They kind of self-seal. And once you kind of break them loose, you can just work them with your hands and get them loose. This valve was kind of fussy. All right. It did not want to seal terribly well. The rubber in there, I mean, this house is, 20 plus years old. The rubber gets hard with the way that it's submerged in water constantly, if you will. So when you're turning these things, the rubber just wants to degrade. I don't recommend you turn your water on and off and on and off and on and off constantly using these. There's been many occasions in my life where I've had them go bad, and I've had to cut the water off at the road and then remove the whole valve and replace. You don't want that. So be gentle, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you. Then I removed the trap here at the base. So to do this, I just loosened up both of these connectors, dropped it, kept the water in it, and then reattached it at the back. Now this will leak a little bit, as you can see here. That's totally normal and totally fine. Like, there will be water in there up to this pipe in the back, so that water has to go somewhere. So what I do is I have a towel. All right, as I've been doing this, I've got a towel and I just set down there that I used to catch any water as it dripped from where I was disconnecting everything. And at this stage, everything is indeed disconnected. Now, I am going to go through and remove these pipes, I imagine. We'll see how I feel about it. But in order to get this out of the house easily, I want it to be as easy to carry as is physically possible. I'm not sure having those big old pipes sticking off is going to be helping me out with that. Now, the top itself is held in place by screws, and these are not held in place terribly well. Just use simple little screws of this fashion here. I used my drill, and I went through and removed all the screws. There were 6, I believe, in this cabinet. So if you can see them, 2 up there. There were 2 in this little cross board support there, and then 2 on the opposing side. And once those are removed, there is nothing mechanically holding this thing down necessarily, except for these sideboards. Now, these are glued to the wall, and I tend to find, I've done a few of these at this stage, I tend to find that they're not held on very tightly, but convincing them to come off the wall without damaging anything is not necessarily an easy task. Okay, now I just removed this one, and that's when it dawned on me that I should probably share this with anybody in the world that needs to know. You can see where they glued it. All right, real simple, but you can see where they glued it. And the glue is not held on terribly tight. And there may be a better way to do this. I'm going to show you how I do it. What I did, here's the one that was on there, is I took the biggest chisel I had with a rubber mallet, and I put it on there and I bang on it until it cracks, and it cracks, and it cracks, and it cracks, and it cracks. And what this does is it pushes the board off the wall, okay? And you don't need a lot of force here. You just need to break it loose from the glue that's down there, and this thing will come right out. And then once it is out, the counter will come right loose. There'll be a little bit of glue on the back of this, but it's pretty easy. Before I got started on this, I took a pocket knife and I went through and I cut the glue holding this to the wall. Like you can see, this has been cut. The reason that I cut the glue that seals this up is because whenever you peel this thing off the wall, it has a tendency to pull the paint with it. And you don't want to pull the paint off your wall because when they put up your backsplash, it'll only go up so high. All right, and you want it to be able to cover up all the damage to the paint so you don't have to repaint immediately. Now, we will obviously be repainting as well. It's life. But to save yourself a little time and effort later, cut this stuff. You can see I'll come in and cut it. I just used a pocket knife and sliced it. And it's ready to come on off the wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang on this one for you and see if I can break it loose. Normally, once you get one, you can just kind of pull up on it and break the other loose. But I'm going to remove it in the same fashion I removed this one just to show you the process. Because from my perspective, all of this is really, really simple, except this. And this is a little complicated. So let's see what we can do. Rubber mallet, chisel. I'm just going to do a little bit of convincing. See it pulling a little? It's already breaking loose. This was not held on terribly tight. It just sits on these little pieces here. And it's got Allen keys. Yeah, see the Allen key? Or actually, it's not even an Allen key. It's a flathead screwdriver that holds it to the wall. Apparently that had worked itself loose for the years. Lesson learned. Alright, let's continue. Is it loose yet? It's getting there. Alright, I think really that'll do. So now what I'm going to do is just gently coax this thing off the wall, and I'm watching for paint up top, and off it comes. There it is. Oh, look at there. So this countertop was probably installed by Countertop, probably had something else up here, from Coleman, Alabama in 2003. At least that's the manufacturer's date. So it gives you an idea of when the house was built. Hey, not bad. Alright, so now we have both sets of these off of here. Both sets. The set of these off of here. Now the whole countertop's ready to come loose. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now this is very much a tight fit. And you got to remember that these sinks are in, so it's not going to move all the way forward. It's catching down the base up underneath here. It's kind of fun. Look. So they shimmed this thing up with old newspaper. Let's see what it is, huh? Oh, we got a human go in here. Oh, there it is. Look at there. Tuesday, August 19th, 2003. Well, now you know. Now you know. Pretty cool. That's pretty neat. This should be fun. I put on shoes. Well, something that my feet would get crushed by if I set this on it. Maybe I should take this thing apart. I even thought about cutting it down the middle. But, you know, I'm just going to go for it and see where it takes us, because it's not that heavy. It's just cumbersome. Alright. I have all the help in the world back here. So I decided that rather than try to take the sinks out. Alright, first things first, I can't get the thing out the way it sits. Apparently the walls angle inwards ever so slightly. So you try to bring it up, it just catches. Like you can see I damaged the wall here like an idiot. So that's life. So in order to get this thing out, the best thing I know to do is just to... The best thing I know to do is just to cut it down the middle. This stuff's really soft. Let's grab my jigsaw. I'm going to cut it down the middle, and that's going to save me some time. I mean, I don't care about this stuff. I'm not going to reuse it. So I'm just going to cut it and be done with it. Do what, kiddos?
I finished.
Y'all having fun? Yeah.
Ooh.
Do what, buddy?
Eagle.
You're an eagle. There it is. Oh my gosh. Shims and all.
Daddy, when I was coming
Wow.
to get in here, I walked in and looked down in there.
Okay. Oh, let's just clean it all up a wee bit here.
We've been in a week.
Alright. So this has to sit overnight. This one looks perfect. It's a little low. You can see the water level's a little low. This one it's got a little bubble at the top. I don't know if you can make it out, but it's high, which means it's still running a little. I'm just gonna leave the towel, I think. Let's clean it out a little. And so we'll watch it and see if it rises over time. We shall see. Oh man, we are in progress of countertops. Countertops. They're looking nice.
You can get out.
I don't know. You can leave it be now. Oh, I know a wife that's going to be happy. Oh, there they are. Making progress. Installed by a local countertop place. They do a really, really nice job. I am very pleased. There's our damage from yesterday. It's my doing. They do a really good job. Nice seams. Everything's perfectly flat. I mean, you can't even see it. Golly, that is wild. Look at this. You can't even see the gap of any fashion. No gaps. So cleanly done. Boy, they do a fabulous job. So the next step for me is going to be to install the sinks themselves, get the drains set, and luckily they look like, well, they're gonna be close. They're gonna be close. We're gonna see how it pans out. Next part.